Our only weapons are these lyrics. My pistol is this verse, but what are my words really worth if I still wind up in a hearse?
For whatever reason, our culture does not necessarily like celebrate or accept poetry as like a reasonable form of expression. Like we like music and we like writing, right? We like articles and blogs and we like music, but poetry is kind of in between, and so I think we don't know how to deal with it. It's kind of awkward to us. I don't know. It's just interesting to see like people kind of like look at it funny as if like they don't know how to deal with it. It's not something that a lot of guys do. And I've always had a really close relationship with my mom. And so I think I took a lot from her in terms of literature and art and music. She definitely encouraged, she didn't like make me write, but she encouraged it. And it's something I did when I was little. I got to be 12, 13, and I was like, I'm too cool for this now. Like I'm going to play football and basketball and that type of thing. So I neglected it for essentially all of my teenage years, literally from 12 to 18 or 19. And that's kind of when it came back around for me is as a kid, I wasn't writing poems about like race and all this deep stuff. It was little kid stuff. But I realized that for me, it was something that was good for me to express, and not even like the mushy stuff like my feelings or whatever, but in a very real sense. Like I study history, and it's all supposed to be very objective and non-biased, and we have sources, and everything has to be very kind of robotic and analytical. And for me, it helps to process history through art, and I think that's something as a teacher hopefully I'll be able to present my students with. And so I think that's essentially where I started. I started as a kid, just writing kid stuff, and then eventually got to a point where I had to write poetry, I had to write stories, I had to write opinion articles for the Okali, essentially just to stay sane. And so that's kind of the point. That's kind of where I'm at right now. This is the way that I kind of vent or get things off of my chest.